Welcome along to a secret hangar somewhere in deepest, darkest Hampshire. Behind me are two examples of the future of e-mobility. So behind me, with the lights on, looking good, you can see the new IONIQ electric. Next to it is the hybrid, and then in due course there'll be a plug-in hybrid as well. So my job today is to get you close to these cars without getting thrown out for being a nuisance. So come with me. So this is my first close-up look at the hybrid version, and we all know how hybrids work by now, don't we? You've got your petrol engine, and this is a 1.6 litre engine in here, and then you've also got a battery as well that works with that. So it's ideal for when you're doing mixed motoring. Someone like me, I live in Norwich, somebody has to. You'd use this whether you're just going around town at 15, 20 miles an hour, or equally out on the open roads, heading to the beach, going down to London or something. And the great thing about that is it lowers the CO2, it improves your fuel economy, and you get all of this cutting edge technology, because hybrid is still cutting edge technology packed into a car for a really competitive price. So that's the hybrid. Let's talk electric. And here it is, the fully electric version. And for some reason, I think when you just look at this car, because of the styling cues, the little blue lights or the grille here, you just kind of know it's an electric car, don't you? And I'm a big advocate of electric cars, mainly because the emissions on a car like this, absolutely zero. And people often say to me, yeah, but if it's a fully electric car with zero emissions, that you're limited by the mileage. But this car can go over 170 miles on one charge. And one of the big points about a car like this, the running costs, around 2 pence a mile. I should also tell you that next year comes the plug-in hybrid. And what really excites me is that no other car manufacturer is doing what Hyundai are doing. This isn't them releasing 3 different cars. They're releasing one car, but 3 different versions, depending on your lifestyle, which to me makes absolutely perfect sense. And the best news of all, I didn't get thrown out. Welcome along to a secret location where I am feeling like a very lucky boy indeed, because today I'm going to get to drive the Hyundai IONIQ. Now this is a unique car because it's one car, but it comes in 3 different variations. So you've got the fully electric, you've got the hybrid, and before long there will also be the plug-in hybrid as well. Today I'm going to drive the hybrid, and I've been assured that despite me throwing all I can at this car, it can more than handle my driving. So let's find out. And here we are, for the first time, welcome inside the IONIQ hybrid. So what can I tell you? Well, you know how hybrids work. You've got a petrol engine, you've also got an electric motor. And the thing is, lots of people know that these cars like to use their electric motors at low speed when they're just bumbling around town. But actually that electric motor can also be useful for giving you some extra torque on the motorway, or perhaps you're on a country lane and you want to overtake someone, it will help you there as well. And it will push this little beauty to almost 115 miles an hour. As well as that, it's got a dual clutch 6-speed transmission. Most hybrids haven't got that. So I think that would probably give you just a smoother driving experience. And the car will help you out as well. So you can select sport mode. If, like me, you want to feel a bit racy, and it will keep you in a lower gear for longer and just give you perhaps a sort of more immersive driving experience. And equally, if you're worried about the money in your back pocket and you want to keep your emissions as low as possible, select eco mode, and the car will tailor your driving for that. So it does so much work for you, which I'm obviously a big fan of because I'm quite lazy. Oh, that was a lot of fun. The thing to sort of point out is that these cars have also been on a serious diet. In fact, they've taken out so much weight from the IONIQ that they've lowered the centre of gravity, which means around corners they're much more responsive and better to drive. And it's a tricky challenge, because if you do that, often it feels like you're compromising on the quality, but they haven't done that either. So that was the hybrid, and this is the fully electric, and I love driving electric cars. So let's take this one for a spin. Now, one of the things I love about electric vehicles, and this one is no different, is that you just get this linear delivery of power. So as soon as you put your foot down, immediately the torque is there, and it just continues driving you forwards. And this car is really nice to drive. It's smooth, it's comfortable, and if you've never driven an electric vehicle before, you'll notice that it's so similar to driving a normal road car. but there's just something different. It's silent and it just moves, it just feels really great. And one of the things that I really like actually are the little paddle shifts on the back here. A bit of tech from Formula One, of course, but not only that, as you use these, you can slow the car down and also regenerate the batteries. This is a smart car, so let's take it for a drive. So once again, here I am in my secret hangar with the new Hyundai IONIQ and a fleet of quadcopters, because these have been instrumental to the shoot for Hyundai's brand new car. And this is John,
hello,
who's in charge of a fleet of these here today. So tell us what you've been doing.
We're working on the IONIQ film Light the Way. So what we've done is rig these quadcopters with spotlights to help highlight all the features of the car. You can control them from the laptop here, individually or as a fleet.
Okay, and I suppose the other thing is we can use these to get a really good close-up look at the new IONIQ.
Absolutely,
and show people what it looks like. As you can see, it's a coupe style, but I think it's not just looking like a traditional car. There are really clear areas where it looks a bit futuristic. Front wheel air curtains also help prevent drag, and the multi-spoke alloys will help reduce air turbulence. There's a rear spoiler to generate downforce, helping to optimise the handling at higher speeds. And I really like the idea of working with Michelin to produce low rolling resistance tyres for even more fuel efficiency. There's copper or blue accents depending on the version that you pick, and a D-shaped steering wheel. I love the feeling of power.
If you click that one there, you can make them do a backflip.
That's ridiculous. I love it, and this is quite a lot trickier than it looks. So back to you, John.
Thank you.
Thanks, buddy.